Greetings fans, hyperfans, and people just lost looking for videos of cats on YouTube. We are in the middle of PRED week, so I thought I'd show you the middle of predacon. Here we have a figure that is stretching the confines of my reviewing area because he is huge. Official Hasbro name is RazorClaw, MMC name is Leo Ducks, but what we have here is the JinBao oversized knockoff with a very bad stub name superimposed on most AliExpress listings for him, but with the help of Snow Pavilion, who are the foremost Chinese geek experts, we've been able to come up with a slightly better translation as BlitzClaw. And who said all the good names were taken? I've been trying to use a variety of figures for size comparison just to give the most people the ability to compare it to their collection. But this guy, there's not a lot in my shelf that I can actually pull out to compare him to. All my very big bots are at the back of my collection. But there he is with Masterpiece Grimlock. There he is standing head and shoulders taller than Masterpiece Grimlock. This does not bode well for me when I need to do a size comparison for predacon. He comes straight out of the box in bot mode, so let's have a look at what he comes with. He comes with the same massive sword that we saw with Tigress. It is incredibly difficult to get in and out of his hands without risking the fingers. You literally have to find the little hollow spaces and rock them over his finger edges just to give yourself enough clearance to get it out. I'm sorry, I'm going to do this off of camera because that's how I de-digited poor Tigress. You'll see a little bit more of that sword when we get onto the final video. He also comes with this huge arm cannon, a shield, and let me just... Are those? Yeah, those are collapsed in. These two guns, which apparently do unplug from the back, but I have not been brave enough to try and risk it. It's actually the one part on this figure that I do feel a little bit iffy trying to do. Being a combiner team leader, he is a little bit bigger than the limbs. Height-wise, actually not so much compared to the others, but there is a lot more bulk to him. I mean, he pretty much looks the same scale as the other figures, just with a lot more armour on it. If I take the gun off and the shield, you can see that actually the arms and legs are on par with the other figures, but the body is huge. This is something that's not helped by the cost-cutting exercise of the knockoff process. The original MMC figure, these four side plates were on some sort of joint so they could be swiveled in, so you just have this smaller lion head in robot and lion mode. Here he's stuck with his full mane throughout. He also comes with these two batten rods, which join together and will be of use in animal mode. In robot mode, they are supposed to store in these two slots here, but as you can see, there we go, best way of showing it off. The upscaling process has left these a little bit too big and a little bit too far apart. Articulation on this guy is actually pretty cool. The head is on a ball joint with a lot of freedom. Can look up, look at that face. Can look down, although there he would just be looking at his own chest because of massive armour. The cannons are on two pin pegs. So you've got a little bit of variance with how you pose him there. The arm is on a standard turn at the top, standard turn, let's see, that actually pegs in, so he has the double elbow here. That peg, however, is not particularly strong, so you end up with a quadruple elbow. So nice snake arms there. The hand is on a tiny bit of an up and down movement because of transformation. He actually retains the original MMC ball jointed claws, which would have been nice to see on Tigress, but you can't have everything. His waist does have a turn. It's very tough for a very good reason, which I can't talk to you about yet, but when it gets around to predacon, remind me to say it. Legs are on very stiff ratchets because these are obviously the same waist joints that will be holding the huge Gestalt version. There is a split here, again at the red piece, though his actual knee is below. I know a few reviewers didn't really know what that one was for. I'll show you that when it comes to predacon as well. So knee, no ankle tilt, a tiny bit of tilt at the toe, a little bit more variation with the heel spurs, but you can get some pretty good poses out of him. He's got a significant number of paint apps. He's got both the bluish silver and the more champagne silver. A little bit of red in vents, and actually a little bit of orange on the face as well. This guy is probably had more spent on him in paint apps than all the other guys combined, really. Yeah, he's got combiner ports showing over the shoulders, but so did the original. You can consider them as exhaust vents. They look kind of cool. Now, being the chest piece, his transformation is different from the limbs and a lot more complicated, and it will probably involve a lot of fast forwarding and cutting to the B-reel. Starting with his accessories, we take that arm shield, separate that off, and it has a nice selection of hinges, twists, etc. And we just minimize that as much as possible. These two tonfas, battle batons, whatever, straighten them up, turn them opposite, and they will just slide together and push in. So with Leo ducks, you get to do all the fun bits of transformation first. Start with the head. This neck shield actually has a red post there that's exactly right for lining up with the screw hole in the back of the robot head, and that just squeezes in and holds that in place. With the legs, we start at the back and work those heel spurs up. They just clip onto little pegs quite easily. The whole leg collapses down. That's a very stiff joint, and it's a little on the scary side, pulling them back out and getting them to lock in. And then those legs just clip together. Flipping it round to the front, we straighten out both feet and push those down. And with the animal legs, we work this panel out. Unpeg the legs and rotate them all the way round. Now, making sure that this piece is undone, turn the entire arm straightened up. Make sure that the entire torso is turned around. So this section is facing up. It looks like the legs are backwards. The first time I thought I had it the wrong way. But we're actually looking for the legs being that way round. The front paws are pretty simple. Open up these sections and fold the hands in. Unlock those red joints and turn the paw around. The official mode has it like that. I know a few people who prefer to have it that way up as being slightly more leer-line. I also make sure that those ports are pushed all the way to the back, just to give them a slightly more streamlined look. So to decorate this lion's bum, we take that piece that we unplugged to let the waist turn. There are 2 holes on the back of the shield and 2 spikes on the top there, allowing that to plug in and concertina up, filling in that space. We then take the staff, yeah, I'm not sure there's a polite way of stating that, but sandwich that between the legs, clipping them back together to form the tail. As with the other Predacons, there's not really anywhere to put the sword in beast mode. Unfortunately for this chap, there's also nowhere to really put his massive cannon. It would be fantastic if there was some way of mounting it there, but that would need some sort of an adapter plug. The oversized baton in the tail means that there's not quite enough space to squeeze that in. So while you can just about get it to stay for a pose or two, you're never going to get it to stay there whilst you're moving him. Articulation in this mode, we have the animal mouth, slight turn on the head, which takes the neck piece out of its socket. The front paws are very well articulated. Pretty much all the same articulation you would have in the arms, plus of course that now ball jointed foot. The back legs, however, at least on the one I have, slightly more of a letdown. Turn joint, turn joint, turn joint, ball joint. And whilst that side is nice and tight, as we saw, this side has just become ridiculously floppy. And that may take some serious work with a screwdriver and superglue to get it to take any weight. There is a waist turn. And the guns do move. I'm actually still very happy with him. He has a great amount of detailing. The plastic still seems very robust. And whilst I think these may have been a corner cut too far, he's still a very impressive looking figure. If you're enjoying these videos, please hit the thumbs up, please subscribe. Tomorrow we start on the left-handed limbs, and then we're straight through to predacon.
Nice!